Hello, everybody. Welcome to Late Night Football. Welcome to our match reaction show. It's finished Manchester United 5, Leicester City 1, the women's team, of course. And I tell you what, you watched that game and it was top against bottom. And I think it showed because, Leicester are not very that good of a team by WSL standards. But still, I think it was required Manchester United to, they had to win this game, and they did so in the end comfortably. There was a bit of a wobble in the middle, but it was really fantastic to watch. And I love watching Alessia Russo. I've said that so many times. I love watching her. It's great that she got a hat trick because she just she's basically and all three goals, and she's basically like they were Haaland-esque. When they're the goals, they were Haaland-esque. They were all pretty much like tap in, close range finishes. She's more talented than Erling Haaland, if you ask me. But yeah, just fantastic to watch. Anyway, right, let's talk about the goals itself. We'll come to the players later. But what the one thing that United would have wanted to do was they would have wanted to get an early lead, because the longer it stays at 0-0, the more that Leicester, would have just kind of believed in themselves, and probably, would have kind of gone deeper and deeper. And what you want is you want them to come out. You want to get the early goal, so you force Leicester to come out and play a bit more. So from that perspective, getting that 15-minute goal was important. Leicester would be a little bit disappointed with how they considered, because it's a bit of a ping pong in the box. Before that finish, though, I think Leah Galton's one was really good at key in making that goal, because the way she angled that from the left hand side, she came in and she comes past. Because without that run, nothing else happens. She basically pulls that Leicester defense apart. And there was the shot was, I think, from Toone, and Toone missed it, and then it comes out to Russo. Russo misses it as well. Not misses. I mean, there were blocks, but yeah, I think Leitzig saved the shot from Russo first. It comes back to her. She finishes it second time through the legs of the defender. It's 1-0. And, you just felt, okay, now United can take control. And they did. But then Leicester slowly worked their way back into it. They came back into it. And then United, the sucker punch. That second goal, I think that might be the best of the bunch that Russo scored, because, again, it was well worked. Toone, I believe it was again involved. She sprayed the ball out to Batlle, and the Batlle puts a nice cross. Like I said in the Stuttgart game as well, sometimes the crosses, the good deliveries are key to creating a good headed goal. And this delivery was again very good. It took out all the players around, that it passed. It took out everybody in that line. It just took out everybody, and all Russo had to do was basically get sure that she was going to make it on target, and she did. She got on target. 2-0. And you're going at halftime, you're thinking, right, okay, this game is in the bag, this is done. And there was a hint of complacency in the start of the second half. There was a little bit of a they felt like the game was won. Manchester United felt like the game was already won. And Earps with some poor distribution. It's a good overhead pass though for the Leicester goal. It was a really good overhead pass. Again, the pass is what makes that goal. So a good overhead pass. There was a hint of offside, but I think it was marginally onside. If it went to VAR, I think it might have been offside, because VAR is like that. But from with the naked eye, it looked onside. So now I always say the eye test is the one. So if it looks onside with the eyes, and that's what matters. It might have been a toe or whatever offside, but you can't let it stay for that as a referee, or as an as an assistant ref. You can't really look at that. So I felt it was marginally onside. But the finish from Siemsen is brilliant. That is, I think that is the goal of the game. That was the goal of the game, because it was just, the goals that United scored are mostly scruffy, aside from the last one. But this one was really well finished. It was a good finish. I think United will be disappointed that they conceded that one goal, because they would have probably wanted to keep a clean sheet. But 2-1, and you just thought maybe Leicester might get into it. But I think it was a wake-up call more for Manchester United. And Skinner was like, yeah, wake up, the game's not over yet. It doesn't mean we've just won. And they just turned it on. They turned on the afterburners, and they got that third goal really quick. And again, important to get that third goal quick, because you don't want to give Leicester too much belief and too much momentum. So you get that third goal and you kill that momentum right there. And they did that. It was a corner. The two goals from corners, but this corner was very well done. It was flicked on by Mother Thomas. I think she was trying to go for goal rather than a flick on, but I think it worked out in a way of a flick on, because the Leicester defender blocked it. It came out to Russo. Once it comes out, Russo just slams it in. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna finish it off. So it's a hat trick, a well-deserved hat trick for her. And then she was involved in the fourth goal as well, an assist for the fourth goal. Again, it was a corner. This time played short. Toone puts the cross over. and that Russo just flicks it on. That was a proper, that was intended flick on. That was, she wasn't trying to get a goal. That one was the intended flick on. It was meant to flick on to Galton, and Galton finishes it off. 4 goals in the last 5 games in the WSL, so she's been in good form as well. And I think it's good because what it shows is that United can get goals even if Russo is not. So I think I'll be happy with the 2 goals that they scored towards the end, as well as Lucia Garcia coming out the bench and scoring a goal. That was probably the best United goal scored. The other 4 were very scruffy, but that one was a nice one because it was a good crossfield pass. Again, the crossfield pass coming into play. This time for United, it came out to Lucia Garcia, and she just runs in field and then pulls the trigger on a shot. It's a good finish. And the fact that they scored 2 goals without Russo, or not without Russo, but aside from Russo, they still got 2 goals. I think that'll give them a bit of confidence as well. But 5-1, job done. I mean, again, like I said, Leicester be beaten 8-0 by Chelsea, so they're not that great of a side. So you can't really read too much into it. But I thought, as far as getting the 3 points and making sure that they don't give Chelsea any leeway in the title race, and that was the most important thing for today. And they'll be pleased with that. They get their goal difference up a little bit as well, which might come into it, but it was job done really at the end of the day. And you could see why Manchester United did not let Alessia Russo go to Arsenal in January. I mean, definitely, no amount of money can replace a player like that. She's just amazing, phenomenal. And if you ask me, I think her and Ella Toone are going to be, if United do end up winning the WSL, I feel like Chelsea will win it just because of their experience. Chelsea are like Manchester City in the Premier League, where Chelsea in WSL are like Manchester Premier League. You just know that if you give them a sniff, they will come and they will take it away from you. They're just that good, and they have that mentality, that big game experience. But I feel that if United have a chance, it's because of Toone and Russo. They're just so good together, and individually they're just fantastic in their own right. And then that's what's and that's not to discount the work that Galton has done, or Mary Earps, of course, has been brilliant for them as well, as is Lad. Lad has been good, as well as Zelem. She's been good as well. You can't discount that, but I just feel that those two give them that X factor that's needed to take them to that next level this season. But both of them could very well be playing for Barcelona or Lyon next season. They very well could. They're that good. They're really that good. And maybe Russo will leave. I don't know. I mean, if I was United, I'd probably throw whatever money whatever zeros I had to put in that contract to make her sign a new deal, because she's just phenomenal. But I feel like she might want to move on to better things. Just she might feel like she deserves to be playing at a higher level. I just don't think United they take the women's team seriously enough. Maybe the new owners will, and maybe that's why again, new ownership is needed there as well. I don't want to make this a Glazers out thing, but maybe that's where new owners could perhaps put more emphasis on the women's team as well. But I do feel that she might think that she deserves to be playing at a higher level. But anyway, right. So the big game next is of course against Chelsea, and I mean that's going to be a phenomenal game. I think today's game they're playing Arsenal in the Continental Cup final. I think from a perspective, I think United probably want Arsenal to win. Just in fact, what it's hard to say, because if Arsenal win, maybe Chelsea will come back as a wounded animal. Maybe Chelsea winning the Continental Cup might just make them a little bit complacent, maybe a little bit relaxed for that game against United, and so maybe there's a chance. So it's difficult to say psychologically what impact that will have. But the thing for United is not to lose that game. Whatever they should not lose that game. They've got to go in. I mean, you can't go in with the mentality of let's not lose, because then you don't win, right? Then But I think what they need to do is just try and let's not worry about the win. I think they need to basically go in with the mentality of like, let's try and give our best, but hopefully they can. I mean, it's difficult to say for me, but I to put into words. But I think they've got to try and get something from that Chelsea game. They've got to get either a win or a draw, but they've got to get something from that game. And I think that, and the saying it's not a title decider, but I think it will be. I think that game will be the title decider, because Chelsea win that, I don't think they'll be stopped. But anyway, let me know your thoughts on the game, of course. Smash like for Alessia Russo. She's my man of the match. I think she's everybody's man of the match. Anybody watched the game, 3 goals and assists. You can't really pick anybody else. There were a couple of other good performances as well, but I think she's head and shoulders above everyone. So for me, she's the man of the match. But let me know if you have a different opinion. Of course, smash like for Alessia Russo. Smash like for Manchester United winning this game. Do share your comments, of course, on the match, and what did you think? Do you think United have a chance against Chelsea in the next game in the WSL? Do you think Leicester City can avoid finishing bottom of the table, avoid getting relegated? Let me know about that as well. And do subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We appreciate your support. We're gonna have a few more videos today as well, so if you subscribe, you get notified to those as they drop. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. We'll see you again soon. Bye bye.